everyone, this is Janet coming from Downtown Greens, a community green space in downtown Fredericksburg, Virginia. Welcome to another episode of Vegetable Gardening 101. Today we are going to be talking about the difference between direct seeding and transplanting and which plants prefer which method. So join me as I plant some beans, some carrots, and talk further about direct seeding versus transplanting. So what is the difference between direct seeding and transplanting? Essentially, direct seeding means that you are planting your seeds where the vegetable is going to grow and develop. This is for carrots. Wherever you want your carrots to be, you will plant the seeds directly there to begin with. So these are some of the things that prefer to be direct seeded. When we say they prefer to be direct seeded, it doesn't mean you can't start them inside, but they may not thrive or survive if they're transplanted after being started elsewhere. So these things really do prefer to be direct seeded. Transplanting refers to the practice of starting the seeds in a more sheltered environment. If you're really fancy, you start them in your greenhouse. If you're not as fancy, like me, you start them in the best lit window in your home, which is what a lot of home gardeners do. Since you are starting your plants in your home, the week before you transplant them into the garden where they are going to grow, you need to do what is called hardening off of the plant. And that means selecting a few mild days that are not too hot, too cold, and every day just taking your seedlings outside. Essentially, they've led a very sheltered life, so you are toughening them up and getting them ready for the real world in your garden. And these are some of the vegetables that like to be transplanted, started inside and then moved later to where they want to grow. One of the things we'll be planting today are beans. We're going to be planting rattlesnake beans. We got these guys from Peaceful Valley. So as we discussed in an earlier episode of Vegetable Gardening 101, when you direct seed plants, you want to plant the seed twice as deep as the width of the seed. That can be a little confusing and sometimes people panic, so I'm going to show you a nice little trick that I use to make sure I'm planting them an equal depth and the correct depth. So as you can see here, I have gotten a stick. Any old stick will do. I have a couple beans from the pack, and you'll see on the back of the pack that these beans are recommended at a planting depth of 1 inch. And when you line them up side by side, making it twice the width, that is about 1 inch. So I like just to get a stick, line my seeds up, and then once you have them lined up, take a magic marker and just draw a little line at their depth. But using this stick to make the holes you're going to be planting in will help you keep a consistent depth with your seed planting. Okay everybody, here we are in our box bed. This is where we're going to plant our beans. And if you can see here, I have my stick. On this side I have the depth marked. On this side I have the width apart for each bean marked. Whatever you do, don't get them confused and plant your beans 3 inches deep and 1 inch apart. You want to do quite the opposite. So, easy peasy, you have your marked stick, you have your beautiful soil laid out. You're going to put a hole to the depth where you've marked. Flip your stick over, measure 3 inches to here, another hole, 3 inches, another hole, and so on. And when you are ready to plant, here are my beautiful beans. They really are beautiful beans. You're just going to drop your bean in each hole. Doop, boop, doop. The sound effects are extremely important. They may not grow without them. And after you have that, you just want to cover your holes up, making sure the soil is touching the bean. That is important. You don't want a big air pocket where the bean is. And you're done. Now the hard part is waiting for them to come up. Though this stick is a handy tool to use if you're unsure, or like me, if you just like exact measurements, but it's not necessary. If you're good at eyeballing, if you know roughly what 1 inch is, you don't have to use the stick. Or you can use the stick for a while until you get the feel of things, and then you'll start to get the hang of it without the stick. This is just a nice little tip for beginners to make sure that their depth is correct and uniform. So when you're planting seeds as large as beans, measuring them out on a stick and poking little holes is easy. But what happens when you have really teeny tiny seeds? Well, this is how we're going to plant them. So what you're looking at here are carrot seeds. And as you can see, they're super tiny. So trying to measure that distance out on a stick and poke individual holes for those is not really a sane option. So I've called in an expert to show you exactly how to plant carrots. Okay, today we're here with Tavisa, our carrot expert, and she's going to show us the proper way to plant carrots. Are you excited about this?
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, show us how it's done. Just grabbing her carrot seeds. I like it. Oh, sprinkling them out. Beautiful, beautiful. And do you want to rake the soil over them?
Yeah.
So you grab your little rake. Well done.
Just my seeds are just.
Yeah, then you rake it over just like that to cover the seeds lightly. Beautiful. And what color are the carrots going to be? Purple. That's exciting. Are you excited about them?
Yeah.
So we'll have them soon. Thank you so much for showing us how to do this.
Thank you.
So what we just planted are these cosmic purple carrots from Peaceful Valley. And the beautiful thing about them is that they are purple with the inside being orange, as you can see in the picture here. In the past week, we've had a couple of cold nights which have killed off many people's seedlings. You know who you are. If this is the case for you, looking up vegetables that can be direct seeded is a great option right now. Or if you lost your seedlings but really want those tomato plants, you can buy seedlings from a reliable source and transplant them into the ground. I would like to give a big thank you to Tavisa for helping us out today. I hope you guys learned something new. As always, have a great day. Have a great garden.